In this video, we'll show how to protect a Unity 3D application. We'll be using Quick License to build a license, and then we'll wrap that license around the application using the Add License Wrapping tool. We'll launch Quick License, and then you'll see the main window. Within that window, we've defined one row of information that defines the ticket file, that defines everything about that license. We've given it a name, a version number, a security code, and within the setup window you can see there's a path defined for the ticket folder that will be generated in just a moment that defines all the aspects of that license. Let's bring up the license dialog for this license. There's several panels of information to find the information about the license. We've set the checkbox Master Ticket of New Record and selected the Master Ticket selection. Those are just organizational features. The main options to define a product license is Never Timeout is checked because once activated it will run forever on that computer, and it will allow the same computer reactivation, which means that if a user would install and activate the software and for some reason uninstall it and later install it again on that same computer, they'll be allowed to reactivate it again. On the activation panel, we have activation required machine calculated, which means that an activation dialog is going to be presented on first launch of the protected application. That dialog is going to require a unique activation code for that computer to activate the license. Once we've defined those two bits of information, we can click the Make Ticket button. Take a second and it'll lock the information, and now the ticket file has been generated, so we can OK out of this dialog and save and quit the Quick License application. Here we see the ticket file that defines everything about the license we just defined. We're going to open up the Add License Wrapping tool. We'll give a name to this first unused record. And we can select the application that we want to wrap, which is right in here. Here's the exe file, and we're going to also embed all the other related files in that folder into that exe. We're going to select the ticket file that defines the license that we want to apply, and it puts the base name of the ticket here. We'll have to type in the version number and security code that we defined in the main Quick License window. We can apply our own license, our own application icon if we'd like. And in the output folder area, we can locate an output folder, or we can just paste in the output folder path there. And this is where the output will be generated. Now we're ready to click the Build button. It'll take a few moments as it compiles that exe, the Quick License runtime, the ticket file, and all the other nested static files that are going to all be embedded within that exe. And now our protected application is complete. Within the output folder, you can see the protected exe file that was just generated, which you can rename to whatever you want and ship to customers. When a customer launches the exe on their computer, they'll get an activation dialog showing a request number unique to that computer, which they can provide to the vendor. They put it into Quick License and generate an activation code that uniquely activates that software license on that computer. To automate this process, you'd have an online activation server where you would deliver to the customer a serial number with the download link at the time of purchase, and then it would automatically activate with the online activation server. On the activation panel of the license dialog, we can get the activation code. So we'll put in the request number, click the activation button, and the activation code will be shown on the right. We can use that code within the activation dialog to activate the software on this machine. And once the software has been properly activated, the application will be presented. In this video, we've seen how you can define a license using the Quick License tool and then build a protected exe that includes the original exe and all of its supporting files and folders with the Add License wrapping tool. That exe can then be distributed to a customer for a computer unique activation with a manual activation process or a fully automated online activation process based on serial numbers.